I am beyond excited that you're here for this week's video because in this video, I'm going to be sharing how powerful your mind is and how you can literally turn your mind from constantly thinking negative, constantly making you feel miserable in your own life to being free from your mind. Because if you are like me and you clicked on this video, your mind probably feels like a prison. And I'm not even joking when I say it's literally a prison. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Happy Sunday. And on this Sunday, we're going to be talking about how powerful your mind is. And it's a little bit like AI nowadays. Everyone is afraid of AI because it's so powerful. But people don't understand that if they learned how to use AI, it would not be something that they are scared of. It would be something that makes them so good in their jobs because they learn how to use it. So my goal with this video is to make you understand that instead of being scared of your mind and letting it keep you in a prison forever, you can use it as a tool to turn every narrative to your side and basically make your life so happy that every single day when you wake up, you're super excited, no matter what happens in your life. I want to share a little bit of background story because I feel like people would just ask me like, why are you talking about this? Like, what's your point? And I just want to say that I have had some very, very, very bad months in the past, like recently, and all of them were a reason for my brain, like my mind. I'm a person that has goals from a very young age, and I have done nothing but make those goals happen since I've been basically going to university, even before, even in high school. Okay. So I have been constantly putting pressure on myself. I'm a perfectionist. Okay. So that means I'm constantly wanting 100% no matter what I do. I'm like, why am I not 100% good? What is happening? What can I do better? I read self-improvement books every single day so I can be a better girlfriend, I can be a better employee, I can be a better daughter. Every single thing in my life is always about constant improving. I'm a person that knows exactly at what time during my life what has to happen because I know that's gonna make me happy. I do not think that there is anything wrong with this mindset except for the fact that I became so toxically obsessed with my mind and just thinking about everything 24/7. What I reached a point a couple of years ago when I just couldn't relax. Like the moment I started doing something relaxing, my mind was telling me like, why aren't you working towards yourself? You're such a bad girlfriend. Why aren't you bettering yourself? And it brought me to this toxic mindset where I'm constantly thinking about what's wrong with me? Why am I not enough? Why haven't I reached my goals? Because yeah, I can plan something for my life, but life doesn't always happen the same way. And a lot of times people think, like me, that if they do something that's going to make them happy, for example, getting a certain job, moving somewhere, dating a certain type of person, buying certain type of clothes, having a certain type of car. And then when that actually happens, they realize that they are not happy. And then they say, okay, well, now I'm just going to settle because I'm not happy. When in reality, they don't understand how powerful their minds are and how that can help them basically transform their lives. I've had very, very, very bad couple of months, as I mentioned. If you've been actively watching my YouTube channel, then you know exactly that I've been struggling with my habits. I've been struggling with the gym. I've been struggling with jealousy. If you saw my previous video, I've been struggling with, I would say, almost everything in my life. And I'm 25 years old. And I cannot afford to be depressed because I am young, I have so much energy in me, and I have so many goals that I want to reach in my life. And I already told you this before. If you have so many goals, how the hell do you have time to be sad? How the hell do you have time to sit on a couch and pout about how bad your life is when you have like 10 goals that you want to reach in your life. So it's normal for you to want to reach those goals. But if you are sad, you're not working on those goals. So I told myself, like, I'm done. I'm done feeling bad for myself. I'm done feeling this way. And I looked in the mirror and I thought, okay, but what do I really need to feel better, you know? And I realized, and to be honest, a lot of people told me this. My internal circle, like my friends, my colleagues, people that know me, that to be honest, the only problem with you is your mindset. And then I thought to myself, well, that's a pity because I cannot change my mindset. It's because for a long time, I was under the impression that if certain people are born a certain way, you know, I explained this in a previous video, certain people are jealous and certain people are not. Why? Because of your upbringing, because of the things that you consume on social media, because of the way you thought about yourself. So many people think so differently because of every external thing, the family they grew up in, the country, the culture, the work environment they're in. You know, when I had a toxic work environment and I thought that doing overtime is actually normal in a busy period, but a busy period was literally a year, like every single day, I thought that, you know, working overtime was normal. Now that I'm in a healthy workplace, I know that working overtime is not healthy because in this work environment, people don't work overtime unless necessary for like a month or 2 months. So many things shape the way you think. So many things shape the way you think about a certain thing, that it's okay for you to feel a certain way. What is not okay is accepting that the way I think is because that's how I was brought up, and I'm just gonna settle with that. Because come on, no matter how you were brought up, it's okay to change. And I know it's insanely hard because it's something I'm struggling with, like just, you know, changing the way I thought about myself. I never thought I was beautiful. And now I still don't think that I'm beautiful, but I don't think as bad of myself as I did before. So it is possible to change it, but it's very hard. So I thought myself, okay, a lot of people told me like it's my mindset that is wrong. Why am I jealous? Because of my mindset. Why don't I think that I can do certain things because of my mindset? There are a lot of things that are coming from an external thing. For example, I don't like the way I live, for example, with the gym. That's something that I need to change. Okay, so that's not something that is someone else is influencing me. It's solely myself. But that's again a mindset shift, because everything is a mindset shift. There is a reason why certain countries, for example, have a more positive mindset. For example, the Italian mindset is something that I'm really jealous of, because those people can be happy for small things. They celebrate small wins like they freaking climbed the Mount Everest. And I love that, because in my country, in Hungary, and also now that I live in the Netherlands, everyone is such a high achiever that they are only happy if something big happens in their lives. But come on, that doesn't happen every day. So you're depressed for 20 years and then once you get that big promotion, you're suddenly happy for a day. I don't like that. So I genuinely believe that you can change your mindset. However, it's very hard. So I thought of a few tips that I can use to basically change my mindset and realize that my mind is a tool that I can use, just how you learn how to use AI. You can use your mind to make yourself better instead of being scared of AI because what if it takes my job? No, learn how to use AI in your job, hence making you as a person with the tool of AI more successful in your job. And this is what we're going to do with our minds. First things first, you are the main character of your life. I don't care about anyone else. You know what you want. You have to go and get it. Nothing matters but what you want. Not in a selfish way, but in a way that, do you want to become a certain position? Work for it. Someone told you at work you cannot, leave the place. Find an alternative. You are the main character of your life. Nobody cares about you that much than you think that they care about you. Same with the gym. Go to the gym. Try out a new machine. Nobody is watching. But if you want to try out that new machine, you have to be the one that tries out the new machine. Nobody will help you unless you ask for help, because nobody cares about you that much. And this is such a freeing experience in my eyes, because To be honest, nobody cares. Okay? Nobody cares. Nobody cares. And if you say that out loud, it's quite sad at one hand because, yeah, it's sad that nobody cares about you. But on the other one, you can do whatever you want. It's so freeing that you want something, you go for it. And you don't care about what other people say. You don't ramble in your mind that, yeah, but this person said I'm not a good writer. But if you want to be a good writer, go for it. If that person is the best writer in the whole world and she or he told you you're not a good writer, don't take it as a, okay, she said I'm a bad writer, so my life is over. But be like, why did she say that? Why could she say that? Did she see something? Did she realize that I lack some sort of skills? If yes, work for it. If she's like your colleague from work and they just said like you're not a good writer, who cares? Is he or she a good writer? If you don't look up to somebody, do not take criticism from that person. Because why would you let someone criticize you that is not on the level you want to be? The second thing is you decide your own narrative. Okay, this is mainly for my overthinking people. So assume you're overthinking about a lot of things. Okay, for example, what if I'm not going to do well in my job? But what if you are? What if my partner is not answering to me because he or she's out cheating? But what if he or she isn't? What if she's actually enjoying a conversation with someone? What if he's actually putting in all the effort at work so he can grow? What if I do a presentation tomorrow and I'm gonna but what if you don't? What if even if you presentation up, you will learn from it and the next one will be better? Do you see what I'm doing here? Like, do you understand my way of doing things? How I do this on an everyday life, because as I touched at the beginning of the video, I overthink a lot, like a lot. And I think about my work 24/7, about my relationship, about my family. And what I'm trying to do is this. When you originally overthink, you don't think rationally. You think with your emotions. Okay, so for example, he's not answering to you, so you're immediately like, okay, he's out cheating. That's it. That my relationship is over. I've been there, okay? I understand you 100%. What I do is I let first my original thought come, because that comes with emotions. So I don't think rationally. I immediately let my negative side think about it. And when I have this thought of like, okay, he is not replying to me because he's out cheating, okay, I pause and I think to myself, okay, this is my emotion speaking. Then what I do now, because I'm controlling my mind and I'm using it as a tool to make myself happy, is what I do is like, okay, and I switch it 180 degree. So for example, saying that, okay, what if he's out cheating? Do I know that he's cheating? No, because I don't have evidence. If you have evidence, that's another story. Okay, now I'm talking about things that you don't know yet for sure. Instead of thinking like, okay, he's out cheating because, yeah, he doesn't reply for an hour, I say it and I turn it into 180. So the completely opposite. And I think to myself, what if he's not replying because he's busy with work? What if he's not replying because he's talking to someone, like, for example, having a coffee? What if he is not replying to me because he's in the flow at work and he's just insanely, focused on it? I am like that, so I know the feeling. And then I try to sit with the new thought. So many people, they have the negative thought first and then they sit with it, they ramble on it. Okay, he's not replying because he's cheating. Okay, I'm gonna send him a message. You know what? I'm not even gonna send him a message, because if he's out cheating, why should I text him? Why should I do anything for him? You keep rambling about this feeling. What I do now is that I have the emotional feeling, I stop. I realize that, okay, this is an emotional reaction. Then I think about a 180. He is, doing something at work. And I sit with it. I imagine him sitting at work and just, being like, yeah, being in the flow. Another example, you're worried about the presentation tomorrow. Okay. So your first thought is like, oh my gosh, I'm going to do so bad. I'm going to mess this presentation up. Okay, we realize that this is your emotions. You're scared, you have stage fright, stuff like that. Your second thing is like you pause, okay? And then you took a 180. But what if I'm going to be the best tomorrow? And then you sit with it. You imagine yourself being there, being so confident, not even looking at the slide, saying everything by yourself, just making eye contact with people, having an open position, just making sure that when you do the presentation, you're doing so well. And you sit with it. Why do you have to sit with it? Because a lot of people sit with a negative thought and then they start to believe that it's actually true because they give it so much energy and so much power that they are like, yeah, this is probably what happened. If you don't sit with the positive thought, your negative one will still be stronger. You have to sit with the positive one. Yeah, visualize yourself doing that presentation. This is so helping me, and this is my third part basically, to visualize it, because it's so easy to visualize a negative thought. Yes, I have stage fright and I forgot my line, or I forgot what I wanted to say, or yeah, my girlfriend is out there cheating. She's at the moment kissing some other dude. I know how easy that is to imagine. But why cannot you imagine your girlfriend actually working? If you have already suspicion because she's acting the way she does, for example, hiding her phone, I understand. But now I'm talking about things which you think because your mind is not helping you. And that's something that, yeah, you don't know if she's cheating, but you imagine that. Why cannot you imagine her having a conversation with a male colleague, which is solely professional? No flirting, no touching. I know that. Okay, I also imagine my boyfriend touching other women, but he doesn't. And when I tell this to him, he's like, sometimes it's baffling me how imaginary you are. And now I imagine him talking to the same female colleague that I imagined him 2 weeks ago, and just having a normal conversation that I have with my male colleagues at work. That's the only thing I imagine. And I sit with it. And the more I visualize it, the happier I become, because I think, yeah, it can happen. And when he comes home and tells me what happened, or when the presentation is over, you will know what to believe because you visualized it. You will see, did it actually happen what I visualized? Oh no, he cheated. Okay, bye. Did it actually happen that I fucked up the presentation? No. Okay, then I'm happy. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you don't want to miss out on more coffee chats. And I'm going to see you guys next Sunday. Have an amazing week. Bye bye.